Hey guys, I'm Mythical Maniac and welcome back to another video. I did a video a while ago where I talked about some Pokemon spin-off games that I would love to see. And well, being me, I thought some more. So, here are 3 more Pokemon spin-off games I would create if I had the opportunity to. Starting off, this one is sorta called Pokemon Daycare. This game is basically like Nintendogs or any other pet-carrying game, but in a way also like a tycoon. During this game, you are a new recruit in a run-down Pokemon daycare with your partner, Meowth. Why Meowth? I just think Meowth's a cool Pokemon, and I thought it kind of suited with the Nintendogs pet vibe. Your job during this game is to rebuild this Pokemon daycare by unlocking certain things to refurbish and redesign the daycare to your liking, such as new shower stations or food dispensaries, toys, anything your heart desired. During this, you would look after different Pokemon for different number of days. For example, you could look after a Pokemon for only 1 day, for a week, or even just 3 days. Look after different Pokemon and doing things that they needed to have for their care, such as washing them, or taking them on walks, or even training them to, train them to battle. Some of the other things I think could be is great. You could see how the Pokemon would play with each other, being different species and all that, as well as different Pokemon would have different needs. For example, your daycare may have a mud pit, which would allow Pokemon that like to play in the mud, such as Wooper, or even, Donphan, Pokemon that love to cover themselves in mud, would like that area a lot more, meaning you're more likely to have a better rating. I think this game would be good because it allows you to actually play and, take the aspect of a trainer, which is not really shown in the Pokemon world, where you get to actually look after the Pokemon. This next game I think is really cool. I love survival games. One of my favorite games other than Pokemon is Ark Survival Evolved. In this game, I imagine you play as a Pokemon. Now, how do you determine this Pokemon? There's a couple different ways. To start off, there could be different maps, which means you get a selection of certain different Pokemon. Or, like Mystery Dungeon, you have to answer quiz questions to determine which Pokemon you'll end up being. During the main idea for this game, you are on an island with other Pokemon. In this game, you have moves to use to build shelters, to gather resources, get food, and I even could see this game being multiplayer where you and another Pokemon, or your friend, could be doing the same thing. For example, you could be playing as Mudkip, but your partner or your friend could be playing as Pikachu. And this could be advantages both. You both have different moves, different abilities, and it could, give a chance to do different things. This game also I could see having multiple different environments or different maps, so to speak. For example, you could have a ocean biome, which you have to now play as water type Pokemon such as Lantern or Magikarp and just go through in the ocean area. And this means there'll be different Pokemon you have to deal with, different survivability cases. Or even if for the desert where there's some Pokemon that have the heat, so every now and then you have to go underground to make sure you don't overheat, as well as maybe more dangerous Pokemon and less resources. I don't know, I think this game could be really cool. It would be in a way sort of like Minecraft, but who knows, it could have a hidden story about the legendaries that were once on these different islands, and you as the Pokemon player have gone through these ancient ruins finding the story of the Pokemon island that you live on. I also think that as you go you can level up just like any other game, unlocking different moves and stuff like that, and even evolving. This could mean that you could start off as a Mudkip, but eventually evolve into a Swampert, being able to be much stronger now and maybe be able to get more resources for a boss battle with the secret island. I really like this idea for a game. I think it'd be really fun, and it has that survival aspect, and I don't know, I want more multiplayer Pokemon games that are actually multiplayer, so I think this one would be pretty good. Final game for this episode is a first-person shooter Pokemon game. Do I think this will ever happen? Probably not. Pokemon is very iffy about first-person shooters, being obviously the higher rating they have and shooting. But I want this to be similar to Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare, and a little bit of Overwatch, having Pokemon be different classes and different movesets to attack. This game would have multiple different game modes just like Overwatch, such as Capture the Flag, Push Maps, Capture Mats, and so forth, just to give it that variety. I think that's one of the downsides of Pokemon Unite at the moment, is it just feels the same. So at least having different maps and different game modes can up it a little bit better. You could do something simple where there's only the 3 classes being tank, attack, and support, just like in Overwatch, or you can be more complex where there's different aspects, like maybe an attacker or a defender, or support, healer, just a bunch of different tanks. There is no limitation on what classes you could do. But just for example, using Overwatch guidelines, you could have tanks, supports, and damage. For example, some tank ideas I thought, well, Snorlax, Donphan, Dragonite, or even Golem, heavy hitter, bigger Pokemon, where support is more healing or support, like we're actually saying, such as maybe Chansey, which could be a tank support, more beefy, but less damage. Maybe Bulbasaur, Roserade, Florges, Pokemon that have healing type moves, and maybe just more that protective nature. For example, maybe Bulbasaur has something like Life Weaver that can use Vine Whip to grab someone away. Now, I'm just using Overwatch as an example. Obviously, we could do so much more than what Overwatch has to offer. Finally, up for attack, we could have Pokemon such as Wartortle, Aegislash, Noivern, Scolipede, bigger Pokemon, smaller Pokemon, Pikachu, there is no limitation for damage. I think this would allow more playability, as maybe every now and then certain Pokemon are taken out and replaced with brand new Pokemon. But yeah, these are just some more spin-off games I think that I would love to see in Pokemon. Do I think they'll ever exist? I highly doubt it, but it's fun to speculate. Hope you enjoyed. Let me know which one your favourite game is, what game would you make, and I'll see you all in the next one.